I know y'all watching this. I'm getting tired of having to tell y'all this every time, okay? Like, comment, subscribe. If you don't hit the notification bell, you ain't gonna know when we drop this heat. And on top of that, if you don't feel like we're dropping heat, comment. Let us know, man. We can switch the content up. But you gotta let us know, B. I love the support. Thank y'all for the support. We just reached 101 Instagram followers on the Balance of Opinions. We try to get a little bit more into sports, but it's okay. But I need y'all to show us the support as well on YouTube. So, yet again, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Other than that, let's get back to business. So, Free, Da Vinci, you got another question you want to ask her?
Well, it's not necessarily. Well, it could all lead into a question, but I just want to say, so growing up in Jamaica, I don't know. There's a lot because when you tell people that, okay, in Jamaica there are lots of Japanese, there are lots of Chinese, right? And they think it's a joke, right? But no, it's true. And I've actually know a person that lives in Jamaica and he's Japanese, and I think like his entire family lives there. And I was talking to him last week because they came from Jamaica, and yeah, they said they have this conversation all the time. And what he tells people what he is, he's like, listen, I know I'm Japanese, okay, and you can see me. I am Japanese. When you look at me, you see me Japanese, but all I know is Jamaica. So I identify myself as a Japanese Jamaican, right?
Jam.
Yeah, all I know is Jamaica. I was bred there, I was raised in everything I know. He's like, I don't speak Japanese.
Take on your environment.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a possibility for him not to, unless, he was kept in a bubble somewhere, but also too, he's not denying the fact that his ancestry is what it is. It's Japanese, and that's it.
That's the key, and that's the key right there. So whoever wants to run with that, have something else to say to that, please do.
I mean, no, listen, man. In grade 7, I remember going to an Asian friend of mine, his house, and his parents ran me out the house. They said he's black, bad luck. This is the first time I met him. He going to school with me. He doesn't have those ideas, but his family does. And that's the thing I was trying to get to when I was saying racism is taught. It's not something you're born with. Kids will play with whoever they want to play with until their parents tell them, no, don't play with that. That's bad. I mean, I seen a video the other day of a young black girl. They show her a white and a black doll. She picks up the white doll and says, this is good. Points at the black doll and says, this is bad. She's pointing at herself.
Yeah.
At herself. And it's intolerable now. We need to teach our children better. We need to teach the world better. And, yet again, me and Free and Da Vinci, we've had this conversation 1,000 times over, and it's not wrong to continue to have this conversation. But us as a black community, we need to start building stuff for ourselves. We need to start making sure that our children and their children have something that they're proud of. Because, yet again, everybody wants to be black. They want to take our culture. They want to take our swag. They want to take our looks. They want to take our style. They want to take everything. But the skin tone, you can keep that. We just want everything else you got. No, you entertain. You can play basketball, football, sing, rap, invent stuff. Nah. That invention, that's great you invented it. But we're going to give it to Tom Edison. It's great that you invented it, but we're going to give it to this guy. No, we need to have our stuff. And in history in general, our history needs to be retaught properly. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Everything. There can't be this, they're cutting out a segment of this because we don't want our kids to know that, they're slave masters. They're on the dollar bill, bro. Half of the people on American money own slaves. Abraham, freed the slaves. But at the same time, didn't he say, well, I don't really care for the black people. But, we need them because without them, we can't get voted in. Without them communicating and not communicating, them complying and feeling like they're part of something, we can have a major pushback. These are the problems that have been woven into our history. And I understand that for people in America, because yet again, I am a Canadian-born person. My family is from Jamaica. So my heritage is Jamaican. I am a Canadian. You notice I speak English. I can speak Patois, but I speak English. My younger brothers ain't so lucky. They don't understand the language at all. But the history of America, some of it needs to be torn down. I'm sorry. I don't want to walk down the street and see somebody who's oppressing my great-grandfather. That ain't making me proud. That's making me upset. That make me fear for my life. I mean, a cousin of mine through my wife, he showed me a link to a high school kid in America being hung. I had to go to work with my white coworkers and not look at them different because of my experience with them. And maybe in my mind saying, okay, they may not be that, but some of their actions and some of the ways that they move show me that side. Do you know what I mean? They may not be like that. Recently, me and Da Vinci have a close friend. Some stuff happened. Me and Da Vinci feel different on it, but at the same time, for me, the thing I say all the time, I don't portray racism on any culture. Yeah, there's jokes. You have a few friends in whatever category, you joke with them, whatever. It's with inside the group. But I would never openly go outside of the group and make those statements. Because whether with the people that I know I can joke with, those statements are all fun and jokes. Outside of that group, that's not a joke. Do you know what I mean? And if you say certain things in your little close proximity of friends who may be the same ethnicity, and you're cracking on another ethnicity, that's being racist. That's not making jokes. It ain't cool. I'm sorry for swearing. I haven't been swearing for a minute. But today is the day I'm going to let a couple of these F-bombs drop. Okay? I think we all need to respect each other. I don't care what skin tone you are. As long as you don't want to create harm to me, I shouldn't want to do that. And also for all our black people, listen, we need to start building, man. I know it's hard sometimes because some of us are stubborn. I am a stubborn SOB. I'm a Taurus. I don't care. If I think I'm right, I'm going to bang on you until you agree with me. Sometimes that is not the answer. So I have my flaws too. I have to grow too. But we all need to grow and we all need to build and we all need to realize that life is too short now. We see what's going on. We see what's happening to our children. We need to stand up. But other than that, though, my whole diatribe is done. So free. You got any questions you want to ask it? Don't mind me. Like I said yet again, I started my day out building my daughter a Power Wheel, which I bought for her because she went to her cousin's on the weekend at a birthday party, and all the kids are jumping in the Power Wheel, and my daughter couldn't really do it. So I said, you know what? It's going to kill me in the bank, but let me just get her own and let her experience that. You know what I mean? But free. Sorry.
No. You good, D? You good, DJ?
No, not really. Not really. But I mean, I can't take up all the time.
But if you got to let it go, you got to let it go. Black
Yes.
mental health matters as well. So
thank you.
You're very welcome. So if there's anything else you got to get out, platform, do it.
No.
Mm-hmm.
This is for all of us. I can save that for other episodes and bonus features and all that. But anything
I had a question for Danielle. After you had that experience with that guy, the guy that you were dating, does that change it for you now in terms of dating any other black guys even? Do you sometimes think like, is this going to be the same type of discussion, when I'm in the room or when I'm not in the room? Or even does my tone, is that something I have to be, I guess, cognizant of as I'm dating, either within my race or even without?
You know what? Like, that question just hit home with me, like, because I thought that it was only Dominican guys or, that would think that way. And it's funny because most of the Dominican men that would try, or even Puerto Rican men that would try to talk to me or try to date me were lighter skinned. All dark ones want nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the same with non-Latino black men. Like, I think we were talking about this with DJ a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
At barbecue, like,
and that's why I wanted to bring you onto the pod, because I felt like everybody's voice should be heard. And your experience, even though you're one singular person, there might be 30,000 people that have experienced the exact same thing you've experienced.
Yeah.
And they might not have the platform or the voice to tell people. So that's why, I felt, and it was great conversation, but yet again, go ahead.
Yeah, like, I definitely feel like in the back of my head, whenever I'm interested in a black man, I have to ask myself, like, hey, does he like black women? And then the second question comes along, does he like dark-skinned black women? And then is he gonna be okay with me wearing my natural hair? Like, just things like that. And like, okay, well, if his family's a certain way, how are they gonna take him dating me if I look like this? Like, I try not to internalize all those experiences, but at the same time, it's just that little voice in the back of my head, like, that tells me, like, you know what, just date the Asian guy that likes you, because this black guy is not going to really take you seriously. And I talk, some of my black guy friends are like, oh, that's not even true. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, it is. Like, you guys have, like, you think that dating as a black woman is not, it's almost like a friggin' psychological sport, because you'd think like, okay, well, we're the same race. We know each other's struggles. We should be able to understand each other. But it's like, I constantly feel rejected by men that look like me. You know what I mean? Mothers that look like me. And one of my friends always says, I don't want nothing to do with black women. And I was like, well, why? He's like, a lot of y'all are just so loud. You're ghetto. You're not educated. You have a whole bunch of kids out of wedlock. You do X, Y, Z. You're not ambitious. And I'm like, wait a second. Don't you have 3 kids out of wedlock?
Sorry.
Yeah. Like the list, like a whole list. He had a list.
Okay, so that applies to black men too. You know what the problem is? And I'll admit it myself, because I dated a lot of white girls, European white girls, Italian, one Spanish girl, an Indian girl. Sometimes, and like I said, I'm only speaking for myself. Sometimes, as men, we want tokens. I hate to say it this way, because that's what you put the ring on the other finger for white girls. Them having a black guy, token black guy. He's funny. Everybody likes him. See, I'm down with black people too, but it's not everybody's like that. Yeah. But that's how it looks. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes perception, which was a podcast that we did a little while ago, that leads into that too. Sometimes people want that perception. So the fact that he ran all that stuff down about black women, you reverse it when you talk to, a black man like me, it's the same stereotype. Loud, uneducated, don't want to do nothing, just want the government to pay for shit. You know what I mean? All you want to do is smoke weed and sit on the fucking couch and talk to your thousands of bitches, because, that's how black guys get down. We're all pimps. But sorry. I'm just being honest and real now. You know what I mean? So when we had this conversation a few weeks ago, because remember, I was telling you that sometimes, because being free and Navintia talked about, it's mental health. Sometimes being raised in a household with just your mom as the main figure, sometimes you take on some of the women's characteristics. You know, very emotional, very sensitive, quick to lash out without thinking logically or trying to have a conversation. Kootenai said it on our Father's Day podcast when it came to his son, right? He said, you know, he didn't know that he should have let his son cry. He was always telling him, suck it up, suck it up. And then the one day he said, you know what, man, just cry, let it out. His son cried, you know what I mean? And he didn't understand why he was crying at first, but then realized, in a sense, he was oppressing his own son into thinking, you're a boy, you shouldn't have feelings. While being raised by a woman, your mom, your mother will always tell you, let it out. And people look at that funny. It's not funny. You know what I mean? It's not funny. We all should be real with ourselves and real with our emotions, even if it is to our detriment at times. Because at least at the end of the day, you can't call a person a liar. You can't call them what you at least say, listen, this person is honest, they're real to themselves, and they're true. Sorry. Go ahead now. I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, okay.
No, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, when you're talking about this guy, he was talking like that. Okay, I understand. There's a way to do it. And his thing was, which is okay. It's completely okay for man, woman, whatever race you are. It is okay to have the preference of race you are attracted to and want to date. Mm-hmm. That's okay, right? But it's not okay to put down another race.
Yep.
Right? Just say, I like to date Asian girl, I like to date Spanish girl. Whatever you like, that's okay.
Yep.
But to put down other females' races and vice versa, that's not the way to go about it. Just, say it. I like to date that.
But somebody would take that, even that statement, somebody would take as you being a bigot. I'm not saying I am. I'm just saying, like my preference. Oh, so why don't you preference black girls? You're black. Well, why don't you like black girls?
Don't you love your mama?
Right?
Yeah, but but everyone is allowed to have their preference. Yeah. I get it. You're gonna have ignorant people that's gonna look that way, but everyone is allowed to have their preference.
Well, yeah, I want to add just a little bit of an angle shift to what Danny said in terms of, he's having this long laundry list of why he doesn't want to date black women. And I say, just to add to that conversation, I've always had this thought and maybe a belief. I don't know, maybe it might be more unpopular belief, but I find that a lot of the time, or some of the time, definitely not all, black men prefer dating non-black women because it's easier. Not recognizing that sometimes your loud, aggressive black woman that's saying, get up off the couch, stop playing the video games, let go of that spliff for a second. What do you want to do with yourself? Why are we here? Blah, 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 is because she is experiencing the same thing as you, just as a woman. And I believe that a black woman, is going to challenge her black man to be more, to do more, to view himself as more. Whereas some other races, when they have the token, oh my God, you're just so cool and just be black. And then that's it. Just be black, stay black, do black things in the club, do black things when you come pick me up, but just be black. But where is the challenge in there to be more? So it's sometimes, like I said, might be unpopular belief, and it's usually, from the things that I've seen with my friends that, my non-black female friends that have dated black guys. But, when it came down to it, and he may not have been stepping up or doing what he needs to be doing, or he was stepping out, then he was just this nigga. He was just this black guy, Should have never fucking dated him, fucking black guy. And I'm sitting there like, wow, is this happening right now?
Yep.
But a week ago or months ago, he was, amazing. And you helped coddle keep him exactly where he was at.
Mm-hmm.
You just wanted him for the token, not honestly for his betterment.
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it really easier to date someone who's not black or non-black woman? Because I've seen so many relationships with black men, white women, or black men, whatever other
Yeah.
race, and it's just a constant. They're constantly fighting. You know what I mean? It's constantly just expectations of her wanting to be coddled all the time and him wanting to live up to those expectations, and then he's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm not happy anymore, and like I don't know, like is it easier? Like what makes it easier? Because you don't like to be challenged, like you don't want someone to help you, because my idea of an ideal partnership is you keep pouring into each other's cup and you build each other up and make each other better in the end. You know what I mean? You help each other become your best self. So like, why do a lot of black men have this ideal that can't be a black woman?
To do that.
Weak.
Well, you know what?
I'm
I'm gonna be fair, because, like I said, I dated a lot of white girls, like a lot of white girls. Okay, sometimes we're just lazy. I'm not gonna lie, we just lazy. We're just like, yo, listen, we know this white girl. No offense to the white women out here, okay? I ain't even trying. I'm just saying the girls that I dealt with, this is how they. You can just tell them, shut up. Yeah, like it was with dating a colored woman. I've dated a few colored women, but I dated a lot of white girls. A few colored women. When you have this misogynist thought process, which all men have, I don't care who you are. You may not have it anymore, but at some point in time in your life, you was like, bitch, shut the fuck up, cook, clean. I don't want to hear nothing. I'll give you some money here, kick rocks. You know what I mean? I'm going to go kick it with the guys and do whatever I'm doing. We, as men, not as black men, as men, sometimes grow up with that thought process and that thinking, and it leads to us dealing with women of other, especially black men, of other ethnicities. Don't mind me. I don't know why the heck I can't say that right now. I just said it 5 times before. And not having to go through the same struggle that we would have to go through with a black woman who wants to be strong and proud and wants to uplift us, because we know that the other girl, to them, we're a token. So they're gonna comply more. It's just like, Asian culture. You know what I mean? The women are very soft and, oh, what can I do for you? And and even some Muslim, women, not to say Muslim, but Arabic. You know what I mean? You stay at home, you take care of the kids, da 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 da. Here's what you're supposed to have, so on and so forth. We don't think about the damage that we're actually doing to the women and our own daughters and to other people's daughters. You know what I mean? It's a conversation me and another woman had, talking about why do black men or men in general cheat. Because for some of us, it's not that easy to get girls. You can have everything in the world, but you have such a low self-esteem about yourself that you're getting all the low-hanging fruit. You know what I mean? I used to go in the club all the time with my cousins, and party and all this stuff. After a while, especially since when I got married, after a while I was like, these girls ain't got nothing to offer me. I already have everything I need at home. My wife makes a good living. I don't have to worry about somebody talking about, oh, yo, I seen you with so-and-so or whatever it is. But that was me eventually realizing that my own insecurities from my own dirt and my own skeletons that were sitting in the closet, that I had to change my mindset. Because there's a lot of things that I've said when I was younger that I wouldn't approve of now. But at that time, I was in the moment of that time, but I wasn't thinking clearly in the sense of being a man, being an adult. And that's what I think some people don't let go of. Some people, their whole life, they're the same way. Oh my God, I'm going to mess with these girls. I'm going to get, 20 girls. You know what I mean? I got another notch on my belt. Yo, man, it ain't nothing. You know what I mean? And for black women, I hate to say this, y'all can get real crazy though. I mean, like the white girl, like she might stab you up and call the police, but a black woman go pop you. I mean, you see what happened to Earl Thomas, right? I don't know if you guys know about that guy.
Yeah.
Football player. His wife said, yeah, he's over there with his. She loaded up. She didn't even know there was one in the chamber. She running around chasing him in the house. If she let that off, she would have killed him. And you know what? He was wrong for that. But damn, man, she didn't have to take it that far, player. Somebody could have lost the eye.
Okay, yo, so go back to your question when you're like, just man in the clubs and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let me ask you ladies a question, then I'll get back to you, D. When you guys go to the club, do you guys always think about when you're going to go to the club, it's like, oh, I'm going to go to the club, I'm going to pick up this guy, I'm going to go pick up that guy, right? Sometimes you guys just want to go have fun, right? You just want to go out and
it's more times than not you're actually you want to go out and just have fun. But you know, for a woman to say that, or I guess I won't broad brush it, I'll say for myself, when I went out, I had no intention of meeting a guy or whatever, but that's not to say that I didn't go out and didn't want attention. Mm-hmm. Doesn't necessarily I wanted to pick up somebody and meet them and then, you know, either bone for the night or meet someone and get into a relationship. No, but I'm also going out there to be noticed, right? To have people be attracted to me. If that wasn't the case, then I would have worn my pajamas, my holy t-shirt, you know, maybe dusted off the way before I put it on. Maybe not. You know, but even some people, what they consider stepped up compared to dressed up is very different. So I think the effort that we put in ourselves to go out, yes, it's for myself because I want to feel pretty, but also some of that attention, you know, the reciprocation in what I'm putting out there, I'm getting that energy back. That feels good too, but that's not necessarily to pick somebody up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And and there's
let Danny answer. Danny didn't answer yet. What's going on, Danny? Let's hear this. No,
I feel the same way. Like when I'm going out with my girls, I just want to have a good time. Like I want to go out, you know, release some stress, drink, you know, get a little bit lit and just dance or have a good time. But I don't really put attention. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't want attention, but it's not my main focus. And usually the dudes that try to approach me in the club are not some, you know, dudes that I would try to date or take seriously. And some of them are just straight up disrespectful. So, yeah.
Disrespectful how?
Just the thing that they say. Like, they'll come up to you, and especially in places like New York, like going out in New York is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
But then...
Hey, you fat ass. Come here, girl.
Exactly. Same thing. You with the curly hair. Hey, ma. Yeah, ma. Come over here. I want to talk to you. Let me talk to you for a second. All right. You ain't hearing me. You ain't hearing. All right, bitch. Like, you know what I mean? And F you then. Like, you're like, what? Like, that's going to make me want to come talk to you now because you called me out my name. And like, like, I don't, why, like, no, I'm not into that. I'm not into that at all. And they're very, I don't know, in America, they're very forward, a lot more forward than here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't.
Okay. That's awesome. That was awesome by both you guys. Now, that's the reason why I want to go back to D now, is because the way you said it is like, okay, guys cannot do that, what the girls do.
No.
Guys can't just want to go out and just have fun with the homeboys too. It's always gonna be about picking up girls and stuff like that.
Okay, listen, I'm only speaking from my experience, okay?
But you said it was like all the guys.
Yeah, because personally, most of the back of I was rolling with at them times, we was a bunch of so we're like, yo, listen, go in there, whichever back and pick up 4 or 5 numbers, get a ting for slew. That was just our thought process at that time. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I grew up. I stopped going to the clubs because that didn't make sense to me anymore. I was on a higher level with my thought process and where I wanted to be in life and who I wanted to be in life. When you're young and dumb and full of cum, you're not thinking about these things later. You like, yo, I know for me, every time I went to the club, yo, I got to get at least one girl's number. I got to at least talk to one bad girl. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm going there to have fun, but I'm like, me, there's a bunch of nice ladies in here. I got to find one of them. I got to be able to have a conversation. Yes, if it leads to sex and all the other stuff after, it's good, but interaction in general. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to the club at that time to stand up I was on the dance floor with all the girls trying to, you know what I mean? Get a number here, talk to a girl there, maybe slap a booty, you know, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Yet again, like I said, at that age and in that time, a whole bunch of us is roaming around. So
Okay. And then exactly, and not everybody's same, because you know, and you've been there millions of times, and you know, when I went, I was always the guy in the corner.
No, I feel you. I mean,
right?
Yes.
So not everybody's the same.
No, not everybody's the same, but I could openly say and honestly say 85% of us in the club wasn't there just to chill. You know what I mean? There's D-boys in the corner, there's pimps in the other corner, there's the herbs in the other corner, there's the guys that just came out to have a jolly good time and have a little dance. But most of them were there to get women. It's like a social experiment, almost. Mm-hmm. You're all crammed into a place with loud music, a good happy environment. There's drugs and other things that could, get you aroused or have you in a different state of mind. And you're going to experiment. You're going to see. I mean, you think somebody just wakes up and says they're gay, bro? No, maybe they, you know what I mean? And when I mean gay, I mean man or female, right? Maybe they go in the club, they have a bad experience with the opposite sex, and then they feel hanging with their boys or hanging with their girls, the experiment or the experience is so much better. So, hey, maybe they, underneath the closet, try to find themselves another girl who might be experiencing the same thing, and that's what they want to enjoy. But I can honestly say most guys that went to the club, and there's no lie, I hope somebody actually watches this video and comments and tells me that I'm wrong, that most guys that went to the club were looking for nookie. There's no debating that.
So the women,
I can understand. They want to go and dance and shake their booty and make some guys gawk at them and be like, nah, you ain't good enough, son. You know what I mean? I know some girls that used to do some nasty stuff, be bubbling on man and farting and stuff. Those girls get a box in the head. You know what I'm saying? They're dirty like that. You know what I mean? Come in and have my buy drinks for them and I put pot man like, what kind of thing is that, fam? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So what you said now, let it all tie it in, right? Okay, so say with a girl, she happened to sleep with 2 guys in a month, right? And then right? She's the biggest slut, right? She's a slut.
Can I ask you a question?
Okay, hold on. And then you have a guy that will sleep with 5 girls in a month. And that's cool, bro. You're getting applaud for that. But why does the girl got to be a slut, and why is it got to be cool for the guy?
Can I ask you a question, though? Is this my mind state as a youngin' or my mind state now? Because it's two different sides.
It's just speaking in general, bro.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you 2 sides of the coin. Me back in the day, that's a battery dolly. That's a sketch. Yo, the mind them. Okay? Me now? Do you think, girl, as long as it's just not out here like that. Like, you can't just... Because here's the thing, though, right? Some women get impregnated by these guys and say that these guys ain't shit. No disrespect to women, okay? No, not at all. But sometimes it's your pussy that ain't shit that's attracted to these ain't shit niggas. Because if you out here giving it out like that, obviously you don't care about yourself enough. I'm just being honest.
That still doesn't mean that a pussy ain't shit, though. Because it could just be bum ass and they all know and they're all waiting in line and she has
no. I'm using a Cat Williams reference, okay? What I'm saying is you can't be telling the guy that you let bang you he ain't shit. Because what does that say about you? If you're willing to go and badmouth somebody that you were just laying down with,
right,
because they did something wrong, it's one thing for you to have an anger problem with them or not like them. That's okay. But when you're out here in the street saying, yo, Jamil ain't shit, man. He don't take care of his kids. A small dick ass nigga. So why'd you let that small dick ass nigga hit you then?
She didn't know it was small until they started hitting.
Yeah.
But you had a kid with him though, right? You had a kid with Jamal, and now because Jamal ain't doing what you want, Jamal ain't shit.
Yeah.
Maybe Jamal ain't shit to begin with, and maybe you need to
Reevaluate.
Thank you. What your thought process is and the people that you have in your circle. Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways because there's guys out here, oh, my baby mama's garbage, man. Man, always on my case. Da, da, da. Well, why don't you take care of your kid? When she asks you for them diapers, why are you just saying, I'll be there in a minute? Stop what you're doing and go get your damn kid diapers. She says she need milk, so go get the damn milk and then go about your business, bro. You know what I mean? This isn't something that she created or you both created it. So you're both responsible. Do you know what I mean? The same way a guy can go in the club and talk to a girl and tell her sweet nothings. Well, them sweet nothings, you better follow at least half of them. Because if you're not, all you're doing is trying to deceive and lie to get in the pants. And then once you get in the pants, oh, I'm good. She ain't shit. No, nigga. You ain't shit. Feel me?